Good evening. Looks like I'm going live. All right, I got my red button, so I'm on. Uh, I want to start off on a happy note tonight. I got mail. I got a letter and a small or a donation from Brenda Westy of Riverview, Florida. Brenda's a supporter and a good friend of Grace and I's. And I also want to mention that Douglas Shuff sent a birthday donation and greeting through PayPal last night. So I do appreciate that. Uh, I tell you what, time freaking me out now. Everything runs into. Let's see what the dumbass in the White House. I'll actually start from page one tonight. All right, what do we got? Pentagon blocking Biden's transition visit to the military spy agency, something like 25 or 26 agencies they can't see, and you'll see even that gets even weirder. First, the DOD Secretary Mark Esper was fired. Then it got weirder. Top leaders in the Pentagon were replaced. Uh, King Ding Dong Donnie, uh, his Pentagon nominee, spreads debunked conspiracies and tweets suggesting to declare martial law. The man is named O'Grady. On the 27th of November, he retweeted the false claim that Trump won California, despite the fact King Ding Dong lost the state by more than 5 million votes. On November 25th, he retweeted a tweet that asked if COVID-19 virus was partisan since it seemed to be disproportionately impacting Republican politicians over Democrats. Of course it is. They wouldn't wear their fucking mask. Shit. And this is somebody he's putting in the Pentagon. Assistant Secretary of the Department of Defense. O'Grady was nominated by the White House to become Assistant Secretary of Defense for International Security Affairs at the Pentagon. These delays have impaired the Biden administration to be up to speed on intel on Russia, China, and Iran and our U.S. adversaries. Now, get this. You remember Corey Lewandowski, him and David Bossie to be in the Pentagon Business Board. Lewandowski's the one that put the bruise on a woman reporter's arm, trying to hold her back or have her not ask questions. He also knocked the reporter to the floor before he was dismissed. Good people. Yeah, fine people. The Grift Shop is happily throwing in more lawsuits in Georgia. I think it's against now 3 counties after 3 recounts. Now he wants 3 counties recounted. And the Donnie lawsuits were thrown out of Nevada, Michigan, and Minnesota. In Pennsylvania, 75 Pennsylvania Republicans asked the state to dispute the 2020 elections in Congress. Then they want to throw it back to their own little state house and decide to send their own electors to change the results to Trump won. Krebs was forced to resign from the CISA, but this new federal cyber security Lead says rumor control site will remain up through January. So they'll pick up on any of this bullshit and tell you it's not true. Now King Ding Dong will have to fire even more national security personnel and replace them with loyalists. And they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. That's the kind of people he picks. Donnie's own DNI, John Radcliffe, says foreign adversaries are amplifying voter fraud allegations. The goal is to undermine our democratic processes. Uh, and that's Donnie's own pick. And he came out on TV and said that. I was glad to hear that Obama will be holding rallies for Democratic Georgia Senate race candidates after Biden won by 7 million votes over the orange slug, King Ding Dong Donnie. And I'm glad to hear that. Obama, I believe, had a lot to do with the win that we got. And 7 million votes are a hell of a lot more than Clinton had. And right at Donnie's numbers that he beat her in the electoral college. So it's coming back to bite him in the butt. Some good news coming out of a federal judge has ordered DHS to reinstate DACA immediately. And I forgot what the occasion was, but lawyers say that the Trump regime has handed over new data that will help reunite separated migrant families. Turns out they had the phone numbers and addresses. They are just now turning over. They knew they could have fixed it. The Trump regime deliberately withheld this information. No wonder Melanoma was wearing the jacket. You remember the white jacket? I don't care. Do you? They really didn't care. I just wanted to say, too, tonight that I'm proud to say, from what I'm seeing, at least from Hy-Vee and Walgreens here in Kirksville, Missouri, I am seeing masks on almost all the shoppers. And that was another thing that was just on NBC News. 55% of shoppers are coming down with COVID-19. So you might keep that in mind, Republicans, when you get out to shop, unless you think, that's your duty to get out there and spread it. And this is from all kind of sources. This president is acting crazy. And why are the Republicans shrugging it off? Because the GOP doesn't exist anymore. It's the Trump party. And have you noticed, as we get closer to the end of his term, he's getting a darker orange every day. I guess he thinks that makes him look tough. And he's highlighting his cheekbones. That way his face doesn't look so fat. You damn piece of shit. Oh, didn't have a whole lot. I've been working on both this PC, the HP that I'm on right now, and I've also uninstalled PC-Matic off the Mac and install what I have on here now, McAfee. I did try some suggestions to see about getting AVG. AVG, their free version, and I imagine the one you pay for is not it does not accept Mac equipment at all. So it didn't cost me anything but the fee that I paid to have on this HP 15 notebook. Was also good for the Mac. I've got it covered now. I have at least two tablets, and according to what I've heard, I can also get those covered. One I care about more than the other. Uh, I'm pretty sure, I guess the one RCA I have was the only one not covered with any kind of, like this computer and the Mac. They had previous accounts with McAfee because when you buy it, you're covered by antivirus from the word start when you start up the computer. So uh, it was just a matter of switching it over. I had to go uninstall on the Mac the original trial version that was on there. But after that, I was able to turn on the firewall with the Mac operating system, and now I've got McAfee on it also. And I am so glad to get rid of PC Matic. PC Matic never found anything. McAfee finds viruses. It finds people that are out there uh, illegally trying to get onto your account, and it takes care of them. So I'm quite pleased with that. Oh, let me look at the comments. Hello, Carol. Hello, John S. And I know George is out there. And we're doing good, George. We're staying safe. Now having to rethink with Christmas coming up uh, how to do things. The task force, Donnie's task force is suggesting that at my age of 69, that it would be best. I'm going to be able to use a drive through at Hy-Vee to pick up my medications. Uh, I'm not going to have a big problem when I do go into Hy-Vee because last time I was over there to pay the electric bill, which I had to go inside for, uh, I only saw one person without a mask. And now I saw today that 55% of those shoppers are going to end up with COVID or spreading it. So I'm rethinking the whole thing. I think I'm proud of people here. They are living up to it. Uh, but we're now finding that the new requirements and why they're, uh, yeah, Carol, it was. Now, it was all right when I used to have it on a HP 14 notebook, but that was many years ago. That was 2014. And I tried it out on the Mac and it never really found anything. They were always complaining about with Mac, you change versions a whole lot and they couldn't keep up with it. In fact, with uh, with McAfee, for instance, it doesn't have any software set up for the firewall right now, but it doesn't mean they said they're working on it. To bypass it for updates, what I've done is gone out and turned on the firewall, which was turned off on the Mac. I turned it back on. So hopefully in a day or so, when I try to scan it, not scan, but do the upgrade, which it's supposed to do automatically. So now that I've turned on the firewall for Big Sur, that will probably go off without a hitch. And that's about all I've got for today. It always makes me happy to get mail from Brenda. And all this just keeps me going, and I'm still delighted with the federal judge has ordered DHS to reinstate DACA, and that means accepting new applications, I think, for at least 2 years now. So, I wonder if that, I don't think that's what inspired Donnie and his lawyers to turn over the data they had on migrant families. They were just being assholes about it. And everybody knew it. That how would you set up a system? Remember, it was, I believe Azar was heading it up at the time. And he said that he guaranteed they would have a way to be able to trace children and adults. And then they turned around and said, no, they didn't. That was deliberate bullshit and lies. Just like Melania going down there. She didn't find anything wrong. That they were treated nicely in cages. Yeah. That's why I call her melanoma. She is a cancer. And I'm so delighted they're all going to see the door on January 20th, 2021, even though he is quickly trying to set up a military coup. I still don't think, other than confusion at the Pentagon and between agencies, some of the top generals are not going to go along with him just declaring martial law and take over and demand a re-election. Give me a fucking break. Damn. He's crazy. All right. It's good to see all of you talking to each other. That's why we're here. We all know each other primarily here, but every now and then there are probably people out there that are new, and that's the reason I want to urge you. If you're new watching this, this is a part of the Blue Dot family. I am a proud Blue Dot in Red State, Missouri, and we are making a difference. We made a difference in the election, and we'll make a difference in this Georgia campaign. If you can, give money to warnotforgeorgia.com and electjohn.com. Let's get them in there. Let's take the Senate back. With the presidency, we can tell McConnell to go sit his old ass down and shut up. All right. I always look forward to this one because unless there's news that Donnie fell down and broke his neck, more than likely won't be doing one tomorrow. I'll just be looking forward to the Blue Dot family meeting tomorrow evening and join you all there. So that's about it. Peace, resist, persist, and I insist that we keep up the pressure on the dumbass in the White House. Let me whack him a couple of times. Just for the hell of it. All right. You have a good one. And as always, I ask for you to go down, like, share, and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you later on. Have a great evening. I'm going to be out there pushing some music out. Later, folks. Bye-bye. Share this shit.